The film begins with a disturbing scene. A mysterious figure is disposing of a body in a remote area. After mutilating the corpse, the person buries it hastily. The scene shifts to a man named Jack who is stranded on the roadside, waiting for a ride. A peculiar road sign warns against giving anyone a ride on this road, which makes Jack's wait even more uneasy. Despite several cars passing, no one stops for him. Jack eventually continues on foot until he encounters a woman, Veronica, arguing with a man who promptly abandons her. Veronica, a native French speaker fluent in English, explains to Jack that she's alone in the area, planning to leave France after her parents' recent deaths from an illness. Jack, a Brit who doesn't understand French, tells her he's also stuck, having been robbed of his belongings and car. However, he still has his passport, which gives him hope of making it home. As night falls, the two decide to camp out in the woods. Veronica mentions that she's been practicing autographs lately, a casual comment that Jack barely registers. In the morning, he wakes to find Veronica bathing in a nearby lake, and they both relax briefly before resuming their walk. Their fortunes change when a local man named Grizzard offers them a ride. However, Veronica seems uneasy around him. Grizzard speaks broken English and invites them to stay at his home, where they meet his wife, Mary. Jack and Veronica are given separate rooms. While resting, Jack stumbles upon a box labeled Grizzard, containing photos of Grizzard, Mary, and a young boy and girl. The sight of the children's photos puzzles Jack since neither child has been mentioned. That evening, Veronica opens up to Jack, revealing she once had a brother who died in a tragic accident. Later, while watching TV with Grizzard, Jack learns that Grizzard supposedly has no children. Jack, unsettled by the contradiction, decides not to pry further. The following morning, Jack wakes to find the house eerily silent, and Veronica is nowhere in sight. Grizzard appears holding a hammer, explaining that Veronica left earlier and didn't want to disturb Jack. While Grizzard's story seems plausible, Jack's suspicions linger. He notices a letter Veronica supposedly left for him, but something about her signature seems off. As Jack attempts to process this revelation, he's suddenly knocked unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he's bound in a pickup truck driven by Delacroix, a middle-aged man with a sinister demeanor. Delacroix threatens him but ultimately only feeds him, taking photos without explanation. When Delacroix is momentarily distracted by a smoking stove, Jack seizes the chance to escape. Jack makes it back to Grizzard's house, where he finds Veronica locked in a room. He frees her, but as they attempt to flee, they realize Grizzard and Mary are close behind. They manage to take shelter in a cabin, only to discover it's Delacroix's hideout. Delacroix confronts them, and Jack, desperate, threatens him with a shotgun. In the struggle, Delacroix ends up impaled on a sharp metal object. Veronica, however, is far from relieved and stabs Delacroix in the chest, a disturbing act that leaves Jack shaken. Just then, Grizzard and Mary arrive. Grizzard begins speaking to Veronica in French, referring to her as his daughter. To Jack's horror, it's revealed that Veronica has been lying all along. She's not only Grizzard's daughter, but also a dangerous serial killer. Parents have been covering up her violent acts, including setting up road signs to prevent her from leaving the area and paying Delacroix to abduct. In the final twist, Veronica attacks her parents, silencing Mary before she can explain anything to Jack. Veronica then persuades Jack, who is now terrified and traumatized, to flee the country with her. As they leave, Jack remains unaware of the deadly fate awaiting him at Veronica's hands, his trust having been completely shattered by the grim reality he's only partially understood. The story closes with a chilling reminder. The road signs weren't just warnings. They were desperate attempts to contain a menace that's now set free.